Hi, it's John Baker again. I'd like to talk to you about emotional dysregulation and avolition, which in some psychiatrists' terminology, I'm not sure what it means, but I think it means a lack of motivation and not much, like a blunting of emotion. Um, I do get very emotional. Normally, it relates to difficulties of experience when I've lived in other social housing properties, some of them in North London and some of them in South London. I tend to ruminate over the hurtful things people have said to me. I think well, thanks to my psychologist that was giving me CBT. Um, that what they said wasn't true, but it always comes back to haunt me. And what I've found with my Asperger syndrome is that I tend to memorize photographically right down to the intonation and the tone of voice that these accusations were said to me. And this can lead to a whole load of other symptoms in my BPD, like extremes in idolization and devaluation. This makes it very difficult for my current network of friends because they don't know where they stand with me. Because one minute I'm putting them on a pedestal and praising them up and making them out to be the best thing since the deity, and the next thing I'm slamming them down. I wish I didn't do that. I wish I could be more consistent in my emotions. And then it's hard to distinguish between what might be a BPD temper tantrum and an autistic meltdown. But these are all things I identify with, and I wish I could be delivered from this. I've been led into I've lost my mum and my sister too. My mum died in 2002 in the month of June when I was on a very traumatic holiday with two friends that were could be quite emotionally abusive to me. So I had the bad news of my mum. One of the friends threatened to put me in a hospital because I didn't want to go to some cream tea at their local church. I wanted to walk on the beach and collect seashells like I used to as a child. So I didn't really understand the compromise there. So that's when my mum died, June 2002, from double pneumonia. Coronary heart disease was also on her cause of death form. My sister died just before that, and that finished my mum off just before she died. My sister died in October 2000 from breast cancer. It spread from her breast to her bones and then to her liver. In fact, my sister was on the second week of her holiday in Mallorca when she started to get liver problems through the cancer. So my dad, at my flat in South London, my second flat in South London, told me he wanted me to be very brave. That's when he told me the doctors in the Middlesex Hospital could do nothing for my sister. Cancer is such an awful illness. There's other illnesses that are also quite distressing too, like my chronic mechanical back pain, which is quite common, but I mean it's very unbearable for me. But I do try to empathise with people's problems and their illnesses. Maybe I do that a bit too much. At other times I lack empathy, so that is a difficult thing. Anyway, I hope this video has been insightful to you. I really do suffer from anger management issues and emotional dysregulation, as well as extremes in idealization and devaluation and frantic efforts to avoid real or imagined abandonment. I do understand what the people that are watching this video may have the same experience with BPD. It makes it even more difficult for me to deal with because I have a full blown ICD-10 diagnosis of Asperger syndrome too. And that's why I really praise up Daniel on the Aspie mode. It's also available on YouTube because he helps to pinpoint how you can tell if someone has Asperger syndrome, some of the symptoms like stimming, which I've been doing a lot recently. That's when you flap your hands or rub your legs or rock backwards and forwards. My friends hate it when I do that. I wish I could control it. Thanks and happy New Year to you all. Happy New Year 2018. It'll be 2019 tomorrow.